Imagine if God were to hand you the keys, not just to your life, but to everything he created. What would you do with that kind of trust? I remember when my dad threw me the keys to the car for the first time. Man, it felt like I had grown 5 inches taller. I had so much to be proud of. I was now the man behind the wheel, the man in charge of my own destiny. In 1929, America was on the brink of the Great Depression, and J.C. Penney, founder of one of the fastest retail chains in the country, was falling apart. He had built his empire on Christian values and hard work, but when the economy began to collapse, Penney started dipping into his personal savings, even mortgaging his own house to cover payroll for his employees. It may have seemed noble, but it cost him everything. In that same season, Penney's wife died of pneumonia. He was emotionally shattered, physically exhausted, and eventually checked himself into the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Michigan. He didn't go there to recover. He went there to die. In his own words, he believed he wouldn't live through the night. But something happened the next morning. As he was walking on the property, he heard the sound of nurses singing in the hallway. They were singing a beautiful song that said, "God will take care of you." Drawn by the music, Penney wandered into the small chapel, and there in the darkest moment of his life, the light broke through. He wrote these words, "From this day forward, my business, my money, and my future, they are no longer mine. They're yours, Lord." That moment of surrender didn't just restore his finances, it restored his purpose. Because Penney realized what Genesis 1:28 makes clear from the very beginning, the very first chapter of the Bible. The Bible says, "And God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." God really did hand over everything. You see, he finished creating and then he threw us the keys. The thing that I want you to realize is this: God blessed before he commissioned. Now, that blessing wasn't just something to fill the silence. It was power. The power to do what he had called them to do. And what did he call them to do? He called them to steward, to govern with grace, and to multiply with meaning. That word dominion in this passage doesn't imply some kind of toxic leadership. It means ruling as a wise, benevolent king. Subdue means to bring chaos into order. Man, if there's anything entrepreneurs tend to understand, it's that. It means to cultivate, to build, to tend. God didn't just hand Adam a garden. He handed him responsibility and he said, "This is my world. They're the keys. I'm trusting you with it." And he still does that. He does that today. He does that every day because, see, to business owners, to leaders, to parents, to me and to you, your business is not your own. Your success, you don't own it. Your influence, it's not accidental. It's all entrusted. It's all given, not to control, but to cultivate, to grow. So what does Genesis chapter 1 and verse 28 mean for someone like us? There's a couple of lessons I believe that you can pull from this passage. Number one, you don't own the land, you tend it. Build what you've been given with care, not control. Number two, your legacy is not what you accumulate, it's what you cultivate. So because of that, impact lives and plant seeds. Your resources aren't trophies or tools, so use them that way. Number three, rule by serving and lead by loving. True dominion in God's kingdom begins with humility. 4, your calling isn't a grind, it's grace. You've been blessed to build. Thanks for joining us on Legacy Shift, small truths for an eternal impact. And this truth is foundational. Before God ever said go, he said, you are blessed. So here's your reflection today. What in your life have you been trying to own when God's only called you to steward it? As a business owner, that's a great question. And if that stirred something in you, I want to invite you to take the next step. I'd love to connect with you. Let's have some real conversations in person, on Zoom, here through these videos, through your comments about how to align your business, your wealth, and your legacy with the purpose that God designed you for. Because if you've been handed the keys, let's go on a journey of stewarding them well together. My goal is to help leaders like you bring every part of your life into alignment with what you say your values are. Let's sit down. Let's start shaping your legacy with intention. Drop a comment below and let's make this the beginning of something that changes not just your life, but generations to come. So, hey guys, go out and make it a great week as you steward all that God has given to you.